Okay, guys, so this is my second video. This is the makeup part of Tuesday's quiz. You got to know two-way tables, guys, and how to do probabilities with them. We're talking real life stuff here. Okay, so anyways, I changed the numbers around a little bit if you can't tell here, or maybe we didn't do this one, but let's see what we got. If I was to ask you how many males were in this survey, you would say 60 out of the 100 total. So in this survey, for whatever reason, they asked less girls. Notice they asked 40 out of the 100 were girls, right? Of course, it's also broken down. Do the guys or the girls like comic books or not? Us guys being losers, we like comic books more than girls do generally, right? But anyways, that being said, if I asked you, hey, how many total people in this survey like comic books, you would say 57 of them out of the 100. If I said don't like, you would say 43 out of the 100, right? And of course, we could break it down into each individual statistic. Like if I said, how many are female that don't like comic books, you would say 28, right? Out of 100. Okay? But then, of course, we will address conditional probability, which changes our odds, as you guys should know. Here we go. So, what's the probability we have a male? Again, we already discussed it, but that's the 60 out of the 100. We don't care about the 40 that are female in this case. We only want to know how many were male. That's 60 out of the 100. Okay, so 60 out of 100. This is where you type it in your calculator, guys, and it reduces it to 3/5 for you. Okay? What about the probability of not liking a comic book? Well, 43 of them in total don't like comic books. So that's 43 out of the 100 total. And that can't be reduced. That would be your answer. What about the probability that they are female and they do like comic books? So these are the cool girls. Okay, here we go. Well, if they're female, they're here. The ones that like comic books are here. There are 12 females that like comic books. That would be 12 out of 100. Again, type that in your calculator. It will reduce it to 3 out of 25. Okay. Now we get to what I call the more important probabilities, guys. Because in real life, we always know certain conditions usually ahead of time. Okay? For instance, in this one here, we want to know the probability they are male again, except we already know they like comic books. So we don't care about the loser guys that don't like comic books. Okay? I'm saying that out of jest, by the way. Now, so we know they like comic books. That's what this vertical bar here does, guys. It means that this is given. It's a condition we already know happened. So that means when I go to my table, let's clean this up a little bit. I already know I'm here. We know they like comic books. That means we're only looking at the 57 of them, you see? We don't want to include these 43 that don't like comic books, because we already know they do like comic books. So, that's 57 so far. Now, how many are guys? 45 of them. So we would say 45 out of the 57. And I'm pretty sure, oh, wait a minute, I can reduce that. That's 15 out of 19, guys. Again, you would plug that in your calculator, press equals. It will reduce it to 15 out of 19. Hopefully my mental math is good there. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This one's telling me they like comic books again, but we want to know how many are female instead. Well, we're in the same category. We know they like comic books. We don't care about the ones that don't like comic books. We have 57 again. How many of them are female? 12. So we would say 12 out of 57, which I believe reduces to 4 out of 19, if my mental math is correct. Okay? Finally, one more, guys. Notice I flipped the script a little bit. This time we know they are male. Okay? We want to know, what about, if we know they're a male, what's the chance they like a comic book? So this time, guys, when I look at my table here, I am now looking this way. You see, I know they are a male. We're not worrying about the 40 females. We're down to 60, in other words, that are male. We are told they are a male. Okay? Now, what are the ones that like comic books? The 45 out of 60. So 45 like comic books out of 60 that were male. Again, plug this in your calculator. It will reduce it to 15 out of 20, which will reduce it to 5. Wait a minute. Not 5. What's 50? Oh, 3 out of 4. Sorry. Okay. So my question to you is, do you know how to plug fractions in the calculator to reduce it? Hopefully you do. If not, let me know Monday and I'll teach it to you. Okay. More importantly, I guess, do you know how to calculate these basic conditional probabilities as well as straight up regular basic probabilities? And you get that information from reading a two-way table. Okay. Clean that up a little bit. Don't know why, because the video's over with. So anyways, guys, I'll see you in class tomorrow. Do not let me down on Tuesday.